My friends, I am so absolutely sick of seeing dancing nurse videos on TikTok, and I've already seen a whole lot. It's been a year, and they keep doing it. You'd think they would have learned, but I guess this is a really good example of social media reinforcement and, well, the illusion of support. If you ban all of the negative speech, and all that's left is positive speech, you will be driven insane. Right now, there are certain individuals who have put out videos that have been critical of the vaccine. Those videos have all been deleted. There are people who put out videos cheering and dancing and, boogieing down in the hospitals, and those videos are promoted. So guess what you get more of? Less criticism, less accountability, more nonsensical time wasting, and it makes everybody go nuts. I have this story from Daily Nurse, the pulse of nursing. Now, I don't know what Daily Nurse is, but they mention and they show videos of all the doctors doing the choreographed dance and having a good time, trying to encourage everybody to go get that vaccine. And sure, fine. But come on. You mean to tell me that when all these hospitals are overloaded and they post these pictures of there's one viral photo of a nurse with her mask off and you can see the lines in her face and she looks all messed up because she's been working long shifts wearing this PPE. There are certain hospitals that are definitely hotspots that are being completely inundated, and most hospitals are not. And it's really frustrating because I see these videos. There's a bunch of viral videos of a guy going to hospitals and nothing's going on. The problem we have here is that you don't have an honest media. You don't have honest representatives. You don't. Okay. Now I'm going to start by really getting into talking about dancing nurses, but I know probably a lot of you want more serious conversation. From the New York Times. How much herd immunity is enough? Scientists initially estimated 60 to 70% of the population needed to acquire resistance to COVID to banish it. Now Anthony Fauci and others are quietly shifting that number upward. It's not the first time that Anthony Fauci has admitted to lying to us, okay? This is the important part of this segment. I'm not going to talk about dancing nurses, but I do want to get this off my chest. And I'm sorry, man. This video is going viral. I hate this BS. Okay, it's got 1.3 million views. Now, I don't know what this video is, to be honest. It's being filmed with a really nice camera and gimbal. It makes it seem like the camera is kind of floating and there's good depth of field. So it might just be some promo video. But these people are dancing and it's choreographed. Here's what you need to understand. Maybe these aren't really doctors. That's the first thing I'll say. I've already seen more than enough videos of doctors actually doing messed up stuff. Like, remember when the nurses were slammed for filming themselves dancing with a body bag? No joke. They were dancing and shuffling as they carried it's not real. It just says, it's just a person I don't know if it's a person, but it's just them carrying a body, which is absolutely insane. But you get videos like this, and there's just something I have to say about this, okay? At a time when we're being told the end is nigh, Anthony Fauci says, don't worry, we can accomplish herd immunity, and then he keeps moving the goalposts, so he's lying the whole time. When he told us earlier this year, don't wear masks, he was wrong, and then he admitted it was all on purpose because they were worried they wouldn't get masks for the important people. That's right. That's authoritarianism. The idea that you're too stupid as an individual, that your rights don't matter, and that we should withhold information from you because we're smarter than you. Now, there are real consequences, and there are real problems with liberty and freedom. With more liberty and freedom comes more risk. And that's the choice this country made a long time ago. Those that would give up freedom for a little bit of security deserve neither and will lose both. That's something we need to recognize. As we see these absurd videos claiming that, 0.1%, likelihood of dying so far, and mostly if you're above the age of 70, is grounds for shutting down the entire global economy, to me is irresponsible and ridiculous because it's just going to keep getting worse. And while they destroy small businesses, while they strip away your right to work, and then you see videos going viral with millions of views of choreographed dancing from nurses. You want to know why people probably are losing faith or losing, hope? It's because of things like this. You tell me that you're overrun. You tell me we're desperate. You tell me things couldn't get any worse. And then you start doing the, little shuffle dance. Here's what I want to say about this. The nurses that are doing the choreographed dancing are not just taking breaks. That's the lie. They say these nurses are just, morale boosting and they're taking breaks. Things are stressful at the hospital. And taking a few minutes to do a little dance, well, that's important because it makes people feel calm, makes them feel better when they're witnessing all of this death. Full stop. Don't even say it. Did you watch any of these videos? Some of them are silly nonsense, like people just shuffling in the hallway. We got one video that's been around since May 24th. I want to be very careful. In this video, you have someone filming and complaining that all of these nurses or whatever are dancing, mopping, and waving their arms. And they're like, why are we waiting? We're patients. Why can't we see a doctor? Why can't we get in? Why can't we see a nurse? Oh, because they were sitting here for a couple minutes getting ready for the TikTok to do their little shuffle dance. Okay, fine. Maybe these shuffling people waving their arms were all on break and unnecessary at a time of crisis. Fine. But I have seen more than enough videos of choreographed dancing. Now, these people aren't good at dancing. Okay, this is important. They're not good at dancing. But someone at least taught them what the dance was. You don't get someone on a 15-minute break and say, okay, everybody dance. We're going to film it. You say, here are the moves. So that probably takes a little while. Now, more importantly, some of these videos aren't just like a basic 30 seconds of choreography where they do like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, shuffle to the left, shuffle to the right, wave your arms. Like you could teach someone that very quickly. And based on their, lack of skill, I'd imagine it was very, very quickly. But some of these are more intricate than that. Some of these show the doctors in multiple settings. This video is probably not a good example because I don't know if it's a music video or what the deal is. But I've seen other videos where you have nurses wearing the same clothes in different parts of the hospital. So you mean to tell me they cleared out this part of the hospital, moved them around and had them dance in a specific way? That takes all day. Or was the hospital closed? Either way, I look at that and I get angry. I get angry because Fauci has been lying to us and they say it's for our own good. It's important that the hospitals got the PPE and the regular people didn't. Fine. But I don't like being treated like lesser than or disposable. And I'm sure a lot of people don't. Now, look, I work a lot. I work all the time. My business is successful and I'm fortunate enough to have gotten out of these cities, but a lot of other people aren't. So I can only imagine other people are just way more angry, way angrier than I am when they see this stuff. This is the big breaking news. And let me tell you something. One TikTok nurse did lose her job because she was bragging about how the rules for wearing a mask were pointless or whatever, and then she ended up getting fired. So you mean to tell me you can come out and say this is ridiculous nonsense, I'm not going to do it, you're fired, but you can spend a day going around the hospital doing various dances over and over again, no matter how much criticism comes out, and it's fine? I'll tell you this, and then we'll read the Fauci stuff. This is because everybody probably hates it, but they found their audience, and that's all that matters. That's it. Let me tell you how social media censorship works. You've got various subcultures and groups of people. Some of these groups post really insane things, racist, garbage, nonsense, and they have their community, and then Twitter and social media bans that community, and they're gone. That's it. People stop posting this stuff. Then you have dancing nurses. Well, social media companies don't care about that, so they leave it alone. And if anything, they promote it because journalists will start promoting it. Then more and more people start doing it. Then you get massive waves of really cringeworthy, annoying, and insulting videos. These people dancing. Why? Imagine if I went to a funeral and I started just dancing. I'm like, get the TikTok out, everybody. We're going to do a choreographed dance right in front of the casket. They think dancing in a hospital during a pandemic, when 327,000 people or so were dead, they've shut down the economy, everybody's suffering. It's like going to a funeral wearing bright colors, or no, I'm sorry, they're wearing their scrubs. It's like going to a funeral, all wearing funeral clothes, and then doing a, yo, wave your arms, everybody, woo, and start clapping and cheering. Are you nuts? Yeah. And while all that is going down, this is what we get from the likes of Dr. Anthony Fauci. The New York Times put out the story on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve. I wonder why. Many of you may have noticed I wasn't working on Christmas Eve, Christmas, or the day after Christmas, and there's a reason for that. Well, most people aren't consuming news. Most of the news would fall on deaf ears. Just, I actually saw a lot of YouTubers who tried to upload on Christmas, and they were like, okay, I'm deleting the video, and I'll post it back again next week. Because you put it up, and people are spending time with their families. The New York Times puts out this very, very critically important story on Christmas Eve a time when most people probably will not see it. In the world of PR, let me tell you something. It is said that Apple always does their releases on Tuesdays. I don't know if that's still true, but it was true for a long time. The reason is, on Monday, everybody's eyes are like glazed over and they're like, oh, I can't wait for the weekend. On Tuesday, they're back in the thick of things. Like, all right, it's Tuesday, I'm at work, here we go. You put out on Tuesday, and internet traffic is slowly on the up. So on Sunday, traffic slowly returns. Saturday's the worst day. Sunday, it starts to return. Monday's okay. Tuesday is high. Wednesday's the best. You put your release out on a Tuesday. Wednesday hits hard. You get a lot of traffic, a lot of views, a lot of shares. Goes down a little Thursday, goes down a lot Friday, and then falls off Saturday, starts to recover on Sunday. That's important information for those who are wondering why news stories often come out on Fridays. Friday nights, for instance, the worst possible day. You'll notice big breaking stories, really important stories, like the DOJ will make an announcement or someone will do something. Friday night, you have this story on Christmas Eve. This Christmas Eve may be the worst possible day to put out any piece of content, because you want to put out your content the day before a big traffic day, the day before the release of some, product or movie that you're going to piggyback off of everyone's interested in, right? Christmas Day, people are waking up and they're spending time with their families and they're not reading the news. And this story drops. Donald G. McNeil Jr. for the New York Times writes, at what point does a country achieve herd immunity? What portion of the population must acquire resistance to the coronavirus, either through infection or vaccination, in order for the disease to fade away and life to return to normal? Since the start of the pandemic, the figure that many epidemiologists have offered has been 60 to 70%. That range is still cited by the World Health Organization and is often repeated during discussions of the future course of the disease. Although it is impossible to know with certainty what the limit will be until we reach it and transmission stops, having a good estimate is important. It gives Americans a sense of when we can hope to breathe freely again. Recently, a figure to whom millions of Americans look for guidance, Dr. Anthony Fauci, an advisor to both Trump and the incoming Biden administration, has begun incrementally raising his herd immunity estimate. In the pandemic's early days, Fauci tended to cite the same 60 to 70% estimate that most experts did about a month ago. He began saying 70, 75 in television interviews. And last week he said 75, 80, 85% and 75 to 80 plus percent. In a telephone interview the next day, Dr. Fauci acknowledged he had slowly but deliberately been moving the goalposts. He is doing so, he said, partly based on new science and partly on his gut feeling the country is finally ready to hear what he really thinks. Are you kidding me? Throughout this whole year, we relied on you to be telling us what was going on, and you weren't telling us what you really thought. This is insane. We have no press. We have no legitimate information being disseminated from the media organizations in this country. And the story comes out. Amazing. Amazing. Christmas Eve, the day that no one is going to read it. Bravo. That's how you minimize news stories. So now they can always come out and say, we were lying. We told all of you. You knew exactly what the game was. Or maybe only those who are truly involved in politics will have read a story like this. So let me tell you why I'm doing this segment. If I were to look up in the dictionary or an encyclopedia, figurative gut punch, it would be these stories. Dancing nurses having a good old time and laughing and choreographing while people are dying. And Anthony Fauci saying, yeah, I'm lying to you. I'm not really telling you what's going on. What did you think? The government would tell you the truth? Yeah. Well, let's not make that mistake, huh? I want to tell you what's really fascinating about this story. They talk about how the World Health Organization says 60 to 70% still. That range is still cited by the World Health Organization. Well, my friends, as you know, I'm very cognizant of YouTube's rules. And it is very important for me that I make sure I'm abiding by YouTube's rules because YouTube knows best, right? They know what's best for us. You masses are too dumb. So YouTube's enacted a bunch of rules to keep you safe. Okay. One of those rules is that you can't publish videos that go against the World Health Organization. YouTube, I would like you to please go to, CNBC, and ban this video from Fauci and remove other videos from Fauci, who is clearly going against World Health Organization guidelines and spewing non-science. What was that? You won't do it? I'm not surprised. They're not actually going to take down anything from Fauci. It's ridiculous. The rules make no sense. What we have is a ruling class, elites, who can say and do whatever they want. They can get their hair done. They can go out to eat like Newsom. You got Lightfoot, Whitmer, and who's the other one? Lightfoot, Whitmer, and Pelosi. That's right. I'll get in their hair done because they have to be on TV. I'm sure there were others. That's where the meme came from of I need a haircut too or something like that. These people are allowed to break the rules. Dr. Birx herself went and visited her family on Thanksgiving. Photos come out. And they're like, you're the ones who said we can't do this. And she goes, but my parents were depressed and not eating. What about the rest of our families? Do you think they're not depressed? We're just all the families of great mental fortitude, but your family was too weak? Well, she's talking about early retirement now. My friends, it is rules for thee, but not for me. YouTube has rules. Dr. Fauci can lie, cheat, and steal all he wants, and that's allowed. And you know what? After just saying that, I could get this video banned from YouTube. So if this video is still up, please consider sharing it to show people. I have a story from the New York Times that says definitively Dr. Fauci is going against the World Health Organization. They say the World Health Organization is citing 60 to 70%, and it is often repeated during discussions of the future course of the disease. But Fauci is saying 75 to 80+%. He is going to be freaking people out. This is wrong. Fauci is wrong. The World Health Organization said 60 to 70. Why do we sit back and just accept this from a guy who keeps lying? This is a story from June 16th, 2020. Fauci, why the public wasn't told to wear masks when the coronavirus pandemic began. And he straight up admits it. He also acknowledged that masks were initially not recommended to the general public so that first responders wouldn't feel the strain of a shortage of PPE. He explained the public health experts were concerned. The public health community, and many people were saying this, were concerned that it was at a time when personal protective equipment, including the N95 mask and the surgical mask, were in very short supply. But by early April, the strategic national stockpile had been depleted. And around the same time, President Trump invoked the Defense Production Act to have manufacturing chains across the U.S. focus on making vital medical equipment such as ventilators and masks. Fauci continued to say that they wanted to give as many masks as possible to frontline workers and emergency personnel. Quote, we wanted to make sure that the people, namely the healthcare workers, who were brave enough to put themselves in harm's way, to take care of people who were infected with the coronavirus and the danger of them getting infected. Fauci concluded. As for how long Americans will need to wear masks or at least be advised to wear them, that may depend on new case numbers. Listen, I want to tell you what's going on. Okay? Fauci initially lied about masks. Many said, no, the science changed. Initially, they were like, don't wear masks. And then they realized you need to wear a mask. That is not true. Medical professionals always needed the masks. Now, think about that. I remember back when they started, planning for the lockdowns, when they banned travel, they were saying, you don't need to wear a mask, but they were wrong. And they were saying it while also saying medical professionals need masks. And we were like, if masks don't do anything, why do the doctors need them? Clearly they do, and they weren't being forthright. So yes, it was a lie. We now know that Dr. Fauci was doing it because he was concerned if everybody ran out and bought PPE, there would be none for doctors. I understand that. And there are real consequences. But maybe instead of lying, you should have just went out and got masks and then told the people the truth. More importantly, don't people deserve to know the truth? Is it the role of government to lie to everyone? The government is supposed to be for, of, and by the people, not elites who are smarter dictating what we can or can't do. And that's where we are today. Dancing nurses, while they're mocking us. They're laughing in our faces. These people still have jobs. I know it's not, for a lot of them, it might be bad, but there are a lot of hospitals that are not overly strained. This is what people need to realize. You'll see all the messages where they're like, the hospital is overrun. What do we do? Yes, that's happening. Then what you won't see is the people saying not every hospital is overrun. Many of those videos will get banned outright. Videos critical of Fauci will be banned. This video might get deleted. No joke. They get rid of any contradictory information so you can't make up your own mind because they think they're smarter and better than you, and they want to control you. That's not what this country was founded on, and it's not what made this country successful and great. This country was founded on limited government, but it really was founded on the principles that there were, as they quote, as they said about senators, better men. I don't necessarily agree with that concept, but there was an idea of some kind of established meritocracy or some kind of privileged access, a combination of the will of the people and the will of the states. That's what the Senate and the House were. They were different. We're not a direct democracy. Just because you want something doesn't mean it's yours. We are a constitutional republic with elected representatives. And sometimes, going back to the start of this country, senators were chosen by the state representatives. So it wasn't direct. It wasn't. Things have become more so that way. But now we have this sort of, paradoxical system. It's kind of multi-personality government, I'll put it, where they claim we're a democracy over and over again. But then the elites can do whatever they want, control whatever they want, and tell us what to do and when to do it while lying to us. It's because we're not really a democracy. We never were. But Democrats and establishment elites rely on low information voters. They either want us fighting with each other or believing stupid things, so we vote for stupid things, and then they go off and do whatever they want, launder money. Or they outright lie about what's going on. At a certain point, I guess there's a growing number of people who are paying attention and are sick to their stomachs watching these insane dancing nurses and getting angrier and angrier about it. I wish I had a job where I didn't have to work and could just dance around. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way, huh? I mean, in all honesty, I like my job. I like doing what I do, and I'm sure you like doing what you do. But they shut your business down. They kicked you out of your job. They won't let you do it. You don't even get to film yourself dancing while working at your business. But these people in hospitals who clearly have time on their hands to practice choreography have no problem. Now, this video I'm showing specifically, I think it's from Spain or something. I don't think it's from America. And I'm not even sure it's real doctors. It might just be a music video or something. But look, we've seen more than enough of these dancing nurse videos. And there are still some that just came out recently where, the vaccine comes out and they all start dancing again. And they're doing choreography. That means they at least practiced a little bit. What a waste of time and an insult. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the lies, and I'm sure you are as well. And if their goal was really to help people, they wouldn't be lying like this. They would be being honest, reasonable, and rational. You can say something very, very simple. We're all stressed out. We're here for you. Let's do the best we can. Instead, the TikTok videos are designed to give them followers and make them feel good and give them likes. It solves nothing, and it makes people feel bad and angry. Like you're just using this. I want to make this point one more time, and I'll wrap it up. What they are doing, to me, is no different than dancing at a funeral, showing up to a funeral where people are crying, and then dancing around and doing a shuffle dance and waving their arms in the air while filming it and putting it up on the internet to get likes. It's disgusting. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 4 p.m. over at youtube.com. youtube.com/Timcast. Or you can search for Tim Pool on YouTube. It is, in fact, a different channel. Again, type in youtube.com/Timcast. Ignore the name. You will find a different channel. Trust me. I'll see you there at 4 p.m. Thanks for hanging out.